your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell at before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good thing to say, I doubt people stand up to something. I have no disrespect for you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. I am your host, Chrissie Mayr. You can find this program broadcasting to Rumble, Rockfin, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Podbean even. Before I bring in our fabulous guest, I have a couple of announcements to make. I will be at Anime Matsuri next month in Houston, Texas. Because yes, I will be doing a panel, a booth. There will be a Simpcast / Chrissie Mayr presence at Anime Matsuri. Very excited about that. So come check it out. It'll be August 10th through August 13th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. And I'm headlining that same weekend in Houston at the Secret Group Friday, August 11th. So you can get your tickets right from the Secret Group website or from my website, ChrissieMayr.com. Please and thank you. If you know you're going to be at that convention, I better see you at that show. It's going to be fun. If you want, we could have another viral heckler moment. That's always good. If you're Malaysian, maybe I could get you on the VIP list. Just hit me up. We'll see what we can do. All right. Wonderful. Yes. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I've never been to Houston before. And I've been told that Houston in August is quite enjoyable. No, it's going to be hot as balls. It's going to be balmy AF. But I am excited nonetheless. You know what I'm also excited about is our next guest. She is a reporter and anchor for One American News Network. So excited she's here tonight. Monica Paige.
Thank you. Hey, can I identify as Malaysian to get on that VIP list, by the way?
Yes, you can. Just tell me I need to wash my poop, or just tell me I need to unalive myself, which is the preferred Malaysian greeting that I've been getting. So it's really weird. I don't know. You never know what you're going to do. You never know what you're going to step in being a person of the internet.
Never. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast, Chrissie. I absolutely adore you, and I love all your work. So
stop it. Go on. I have kind of a soft spot for anchors and reporters because that was my dream. I mean, like when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a gymnast and a veterinarian. But when I was in school, like I went to college thinking I'm going to be a reporter. I'm going to, start in an easy market and then like work my way back to like New York or something. I don't know. I had an internship at Dateline at NBC. I really thought I was going to do news. And then I'm not a serious enough person for news. So I pivoted to comedy, but I'm always curious to hear how others got into it. If it was always your dream or if you kind of fell into it.
Well, comedy is so hard. I feel like comedy is something that, it's so hit or miss because everyone has such different sense of humor. So I applaud you on that for sure, because I know that I'm not the best at that, but I always knew that I loved reading and I loved writing. And then when I was 5 years old, I was watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News and I saw Liz Cho and I was like amazed by her for some reason. I was obsessed with her at 5 years old. I was like, I want to be her. And we were watching because my dad was a New York City firefighter. He's a retired FDNY.
Ooh.
And yeah. So I love my dad so much. And then we'd watch the traffic report coming in and we'd be like, oh, like when's dad going to come home from work? And then Liz Cho would come on and I'd be like, I'm obsessed. So I always knew that I loved her and I always loved the glamour of TV. And it wasn't until I went to college, I went to Marist College for broadcast journalism.
Marist! I really wanted to go to Marist, but I didn't get in.
No, no way. Oh,
Wow, that's
stop.
so funny. You're living like my alternate life.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So I really liked Bill O'Reilly, and that's why I chose Marist. Because my dad would watch Fox, I'd watch Bill O'Reilly,
Did
and
Bill
that was
O'Reilly go to
when
Marist?
yes, yep, he's an alum. And they took away his
Wow.
like award because of that stupid ass allegation. You know, when
So
the
like a
Me Too
sexual, like a
movement.
Me Too thing. Who doesn't
Yeah,
have a Me Too at this point? You're
I
not
know.
anybody if you don't have a Me Too.
I know. And that was when Jesse Waters was doing his like Man on the Streets and everything. And I was like, wow, this is so much fun. This is awesome. I really definitely want to do this. I didn't get into politics though until 2016, and because that was when I could vote for the first time. And I knew in my heart that I was like, all right, I'm voting for the first time. I want to make this count. I should probably pay attention to what the hell's going on. And I was like, Trump puts it in a way where I can understand as a first time voter, and this is who I'm going to vote for.
Right.
And I just really truly understood how screwed this world was under Obama and all the lies and with Hillary Clinton and all these, and he was just exposing left and right. And I was like, this is what we need. So I voted for him. I interned at Entertainment Tonight briefly, and I thought celebrity news was what I wanted to
Entertainment
do.
Tonight. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Childhood
That's my
memories.
dream.
It was
Wow.
awesome. And I was like, I thought I wanted to do TMZ for a little bit. And then I was like, I'm so passionate about all these issues that are happening in the world. So I'm going to go headfirst into politics. My first job out of college was at the Daily Mail, and I was a video producer. And it was 8 hours sitting at a computer every single day, censoring videos for online articles, like blurring stuff. I lost so much. I don't know. I just felt like I was seeing a lot of things. I became desensitized to a lot of like screwed up stuff. And I was like, this is not what I want to do. Then I got a job at Newsmax, and I was working at Newsmax for 2 years, and I absolutely loved it. I was an associate producer, started as a productions assistant. I took a big chunk of pay cut to work there because I wanted to break into news. And I was like, I don't want to be at the Daily Mail anymore, whatever. And I was just writing every day, and I loved it. The people there are amazing. I have nothing but amazing things to say about them. And I'm not just saying that because
I love
I'm saying
Newsmax
that, but
too. I've not only been a couple times, but like the nicest, warmest people. Everyone from the guy who puts the microphone on you to every assistant is to the higher up person you could possibly meet. Everyone's great there.
yeah, they treated me like gold. Yeah, I saw you on Carl Higby show, Hig
It
Daddy. I
was
love
so
him so
fun.
much.
It's
Yeah,
called Hig Daddy. That's funny.
I I made nicknames for like everybody there, and I just called him like, "What's up, Hig Daddy?" Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. And now I'm here at One American News. I really wanted to be a news anchor. Newsmax unfortunately didn't really give me a chance to do what I've always wanted to do, but OAN did, and they were like, "All right, if you're gonna do this, you're coming out to San Diego, bitch." So I said, "All right." I packed up my bags and moved across the country for the very first time, and I've been here for 7 months,
Are you
and I love
from
it.
New York? I know you went to Marist, but are you from New York originally?
I'm from Jersey. I'm a Jersey
Okay.
girl. Yeah, yeah.
Same
So
thing. We're from the
yeah,
same we're cut from the same cloth. I'm
yeah.
from
I live
Long
in the
Island, so I feel like Long Islanders and Jersey's folks are like the most similar.
yeah. We know what it's like to be loud and aggressive and just awesome. We live in the Lincoln Tunnel essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And we both did a lot of tanning booths in our youth or self-tanner,
Tanorexic.
at
Yeah,
least, yeah. You have to tan yourself in some way or form. What
Jersey
was the
Shore helped form my origin story.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love GTL, baby. What was the, I guess, interview or audition process like for OAN, or is it the same, like, generally for, to work at any news channel?
Well, it's different because I just pretty much submitted my resume, and I was doing my own podcast for a little bit on YouTube. It was getting censored. My stuff was getting taken down all the time. So I just kind of like stopped doing it. It was something that I started during the pandemic when I was working from home. And I was like, I have all this pent up energy and I have nowhere to put it. So let's just do a friggin' podcast. So I did it, and I just submitted my podcast to OAN. I was like, I don't care what's on there. You can see my
Wow.
personality. Yeah. I was also interviewing people at small businesses, and I'm like, well, what are you doing during this time? And like all this stuff, and talking about what it's like to be a Republican woman, and nowadays what it's like, how I don't like this whole feminist movement, etc. Like I was going into all these different things, and I just
Wow.
said, "Oh, it's all yours. Do what you want with this." And they're like, "Let's do it." And I said, "Okay."
How was the transition like from going from a podcast to reporting and anchoring?
It's different because I really have to censor myself a little bit. I kind of got to be a toned down version. I kind of have to turn off the accent and use my customer service voice.
Hello,
I
boys.
I know, like, I can't be talking like this, like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? I have to be formal and, brush up on everything and be polished and poised. But essentially, I try to be relaxed and conversational, and that stuff just comes easy because if you're passionate about something, it will come easy. So the transition process wasn't so much difficult in the job. It was more so transitioning from East Coast to West Coast because, man, it is ass backwards out here in California.
Really? What part, like what sort of general area of California are you in?
So I'm in San Diego,
Okay.
supposedly the nicer city in
I was
California.
in San Diego in February. I was doing the Mic Drop Comedy Club. I don't know if that's close, like if you've ever been there, but I liked San Diego. I don't know. I think I expected LA. So it was a
Yeah,
nice
well,
surprise.
when were you here? When was
In
that?
February.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, so that was kind of recent. Yeah, I moved out here in
Okay.
January. It's with lots of homeless. I think I've seen more poop on the streets here than I ever did in New York. Um,
Wow, that's tough to beat.
yeah, I mean, I live in the downtown area, so I guess that's what you expect. Like, I didn't know where the hell I was gonna live. I was like, I've never been to California. I'm used to New York City, walking everywhere. Let's just try downtown. And I think I made a mistake in doing that, but it's a kind of crappy, but it's held together by beautiful weather. And
Yeah,
it is what
and
it is.
it's good to visit and live in places just so you know what kind of a place you don't wanna live in the future or do wanna live in the future. So, it's all
Exactly. Exactly.
it's
It's a
all
good
it's all
experience.
it's all a learning experience. It really
All
is.
of it.
Is
Yeah.
that the sense of the other folks that kind of, like, live and work, this is what I imagine it's like to work in news. It is probably like, what's that movie? Oh god, Anchorman. I imagine,
Yeah.
like, all the news people from different channels, like, get together and drink or, like, have a softball league. Is it like that at all? Are you, like, socializing with other reporters?
Well, yes, but in the sense of I did a lot more of that when I was working at Newsmax than I do here at OAN, just because at OAN I have to be up so early in the morning and I work weekends. So it's not so much that. And honestly, there's not really like an outside of work culture at where I'm at, which I guess is okay. I'm just not used to it. After work in the city, in New York City, you go out for a drink because all the bars are right there. But the lifestyle is very much in journalism in general, it's very work hard, play hard. And, you can decide for yourself what that means. But it's a nice balance between work and play, and as long as you're responsible with it, because in this industry, like because I'm just kind of really starting out, I want to make sure that I'm good. I don't want to be
Yeah.
screwing up, oversleeping, being hungover at work. Like, I've done that before and it is not fun. So I just want to like kind of be on my stuff.
Plus, you can't drink at work or else that Jersey
No.
accent will come out, and then the
Oh,
jig will be up. Everyone will know your secret.
everyone will know, and playtime will be over. It will not be good for
They're like,
anybody.
"Who did we hire? Who is this
Who is this
Jersey trash?"
monstrosity?
Oh, no. That's cool. Are you
Yeah.
doing, I don't know, are you doing, like, man on the street interviews, or you're more, like, in studio? Like, how much flexibility and creativity, do you have with your job?
So I'm so thankful to have so much creativity. I can cover whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want, and I absolutely love that. So we'll definitely have to have you on with me sometime soon. It could be live on the weekends. I do pre-recorded interviews during the week,
Ooh.
covering everything and anything. Not so much man on the street. We do a lot of that with our girl out in New York, and I know there's a lot of political reporting done out of DC. We also have a studio in Tallahassee where our main guy out of Florida does his stuff, mostly Florida stuff with people who are down there. But mostly I'm in the studio. I'm in either the pre-recorded studio or the live studio, and it's all done through Skype. So it could be anything, anything. And I love that. I read my own writing. I write all my own stuff, all my own questions, and I'm glad that I have full control over this kind of stuff because I don't trust anybody. That's another thing. It's very hard to find people to trust, especially with your work and especially since
Wow.
people are vying for your spot. I mean, women in this industry
Wow.
can be really tough. It is very cutthroat. Really? I mean, people I mean, I've heard of instances, thankfully it's never happened to me, but there have been instances where, things get deleted somehow or
No, like, will
yeah,
someone delete your
yeah.
work kind of a thing?
I always save extra, no, like, just in case. I mean, it's never happened to me, but I've heard in the past, I've seen in the past at other places where I've worked where stuff gets deleted somehow, or maybe
Wow.
it's an interface error with the program or something, or oh, I thought
Yes,
this was
user
yeah,
error, of course.
right, sure, right, but
Why do
I
you think it's so cutthroat for women? Why is there so much competition, like, among women in the news world?
well, it's a lot of people want to be on camera. I mean, not that they should be, because not everybody. Just because you want it
What
doesn't
do
mean
you
you should
mean?
have it.
I'm beautiful.
And there's a lot of people that are just like, you know what, I can do this. I can just put me on.
Look, I
And
look
it's
great
like,
in
well,
heels. Put me in the
yeah,
legacy.
right. It's like, no, maybe you've got a face for radio or something. I don't know, but
Ah!
boo. But it's competitive. I mean, everybody once they work in news, everyone sees it and they're like, oh, it's so glamorous. So I want to be I want to be on camera.
Wait,
I want to be on
Monica,
TV.
say that again. You have a face for radio.
You have a face for radio.
Wait. That was so low. You can barely hear it. There we go. There we go. All right. Now it's ready.
Yes, there go my eardrums as well. But yeah, I mean, everyone wants to be on camera. They get a taste of what a newsroom is like, and they see the makeup and the hair, and they think it's all that, and it's like, well, a lot goes into it, and especially as somebody who's new. I mean, I saw from behind the scenes what it looks like, and I was like, okay, this is what it is from behind the scenes, looking from an outside perspective. But now that I'm truly in it, I'm like, okay, I really need to be up on my stuff. I need to vet who I'm interviewing. Got to make sure that they know what they're talking about. This is the topic. How to kind of stir the conversation and steer it around the topic. And people, like, I don't know, they don't fully know what's going on, and I think it's really, really important. I mean, I'm not one to talk because I wasn't born during certain times, so I can't really reference historical, under Jimmy Carter era inflation. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't live through
that's not
that.
why if people want that, they're gonna
Right,
go to, like, a Glenn Beck or somebody older
right,
than 50, if they want the, like, life experience older man tone to their news.
right. But if you don't know which congressperson belongs to which state, or if who the leaders are of this country, like, you got to know this stuff. And a lot of people are just so
Ugh,
quick to be like, I want to sit in front of a camera and look pretty and read a prompter. It's like,
that's
no, there's a lot of
me, I
work.
want that.
And that's what I said too. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, there's a lot of this that I did not know about. And I mean, I learn every single day. Every day's a learning experience, and I'm thankful for it. So
You have to be quick and a fast study. Yeah, I mean, you have to know your politics, you have to know your history, you have to be
yeah,
constantly consuming news, you have to know what people are caring about, what people wanna hear
yeah.
about.
And I was never a history buff. I hated history, and I'm really regretting it now. I really should have paid more attention in history. I'm like, oh my God, history always repeats itself. And I'm seeing it now. There's so many things that are happening. I'm like, oh shit, I read about this and I should have paid attention more.
Yeah, I definitely know the feeling. My God, my sister's a history major, and she is always quizzing me, like, she knows that I don't know as many facts as she does, and she'll be like, "Chrissy, can you, like, name any of the Great Lakes?" And I'll be like, Ricky." She
Carrie
was a
Lake.
pretty great lake. She was pretty
Yeah.
great. But she teaches out in Vegas. The funniest thing I ever heard from her was, like, when she went from teaching in New York to Vegas, she's like, "I don't understand. I'm using the same exact lesson plans. They're not getting it." And then she's like, "Oh, Vegas is like number 50 in education." It's
Yeah.
fun. We're having fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know New Jersey public schools were like number one. That's why the taxes are so damn high.
Wow.
Well, New Jersey's pretty good, but that's why the taxes are through the roof. If you don't have kids and you live in Jersey, get the hell out
That's
of
the
there.
point. If you're in Jersey,
Yeah,
just pop one out just so it's worth
yeah,
your while.
yeah. Exactly. Get your money's worth.
I feel like, Monica, you very much have your shit together for being so young. Did your parents kind of instill within you your values and your kind of political leanings, or did you have, kind of like a red pill awakening moment, or was it more like Trump that made you kind of like see the light and helped you figure out what was important?
I was never political ever, and my parents never talked politics, thankfully. I was always able to kind of like be a kid and not have to pay attention to what's happening in the world. But I was always instilled with a very good work ethic. I had my first job. I was 14. I was a cashier at Burger King.
Oh,
Yeah, because my mom was like, well, if you're not going to play a sport and you're not going to really do anything, why don't you make some money? And I said no, and she was like, you're doing it. And I said, okay. So I worked at Burger King when I was in 8th grade. I'm pretty sure that was illegal. And I worked there till I was 16, and I left, and then I worked in retail. But I was
Monica,
always
would you
working.
eat any of the Burger King food? Would you get any like for free or discount?
Yeah, I would eat the chicken. I
Yeah,
would eat the chicken and
it's
the
easy to
fries,
say.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because I worked, my parents were always, like, if you want something, you want that phone, everyone's got a cell phone at 14, 15, you're paying it, you're buying it yourself because we're not getting you one.
Good for
So
you. No.
yeah, so I always worked, and I always like was trying to make money, opening up my own debit card accounts and stuff. Did the retail, always try to work through college. So that was kind of just like always the work ethic. But as far as politics go, my mom historically was Democrat. My dad was always Republican, from my understanding. And then my mom went down the rabbit hole in recent years, and she reads up on everything and anything. She's all about doing your own research. My awakening was in 2016, just when I voted for Trump for the first time. I just did a deep dive on who the hell am I going to vote for. I was listening to the debates on the Republican side. I knew I was going to vote Republican, but I didn't know what the hell anybody's talking about. What are these terms? I could never understand what Obama was talking about. He was so eloquently spoken.
Oh, but he sounded great. No one
He
knew
sounded
whatever the
great.
hell he was saying, though.
I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but I was like, oh, so nice. But then when you really know what was happening, it was like that was actually domestic terrorism. So I really loved what Trump was saying, just exposing it. And I was, the more that I researched, the more that I fell in love with him, voted for him again, and I'm going to do it again. So yeah, it's been a long road, but I love it here. I love the political stuff.
Was it, you mentioned kind of like not liking feminism earlier. Was that the reason you kind of steered away from being a Democrat?
Well, I fell into a lot of the Democrat, the things that sounded great, like the LGBT movement. I remember I actually went to a gay pride parade in 2016 with one of my best friends before I really knew what a scam it was. And I marched in the parade. I thought it was so great. Oh, this is awesome. And then the more that I found out about what was happening, especially in recent days, I'm like, well, it's so easy to be young and naive and fall into the trap, and everything sounds good. Yeah, we're doing, this is real progress. And then you're like, okay, what the hell is going on here? And then same thing with the feminism boss bitch movement. I am not about it. I thought I was, because I was like, this is great. I love a hardworking girl. I've always been one. I really identify as that. And then I realized how toxic it is. And as I get older, and I'm like, okay, I like the idea of being a mother and wanting to have kids and getting married and living that trad lifestyle or whatever, whatever that movement's about now. I love it. And then I saw how that new wave of feminism was bashing the traditional roles. And I was like, this is out of control. This is not okay. If you're really a feminist, you would agree with people who think differently than you. Feminism it's only for liberals, because if you're a conservative woman, you're seen as trash. And it was so much hypocrisy coming from my old liberal girlfriends who I can't be friends with anymore because I'm a conservative. It's just where's the double standard? There's none.
Yeah, I wonder if women that rag on other women that want to just be more traditional and stay home, I wonder if that's because they deep down like despise their parents, or it's some kind of like daddy issue, or some kind of like, I don't know, like an unhappiness, like they have some issue with their parents and they're trying to be as like unparental as possible. But it's like, what's the alternative? Is like, oh, this is what happens like when the state runs your kids, they're just out of your control. Okay, yeah, you birthed them from your body, but like, don't you want to instill your own values? Isn't that why people have kids? Is like selfishly they want another little them.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, I'm pretty sure that these boss bitch women or whatever that hate on the traditional roles come from divorced families. They come from women who are friends with other women, saying this is empowering, and usually they're out of shape and live alone and go on speed dating apps and just like stick to, being a homebody and not going out having wine nights and complaining about how miserable they are. Like all that energy, like you attract what you put out there. And if you're gonna be in misery, like no one's gonna want to be with that, If and I'm
And
not saying, fake it for a man, but like that's fun girls who like to go out and have a good time. Those liberal girls, they see us and they're like, oh, like she's just a pick me or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm just having fun.
which is pretty misogynistic to think that, like, a woman who wants to stay home or I don't know, wants to be nice to her husband is somehow, like, that's not genuinely how she feels.
Yeah.
She must be pretending or, like, trying to get something out of it, and this single life is so glamorized, like, the boss girlhood is so glamorized in our culture. It's, I feel like it takes the average person a few years to sort of wake up from the trance and be like, "Oh, living this way doesn't actually make you happy. It makes you're wasting all your money on, like, drinking, going out, you're just, like, dating whoever, and you're being told it's okay to not settle down. It's preferable to not settle down." Like, I remember even still being in college and there would be girls that would meet a guy and get married, like, right out of college, year or 2, they'd be getting married, and I would look down at these women, and I'd be like, "Oh, why'd you spend all this money on a college education? You're just gonna get married." Like, I was like, I really judged them. I was like, "Wow, what a cop out," or they're just sort of
Right.
settling, or they don't want anything for themselves, and but yeah, I think those
Right. I mean,
judgments.
like, and you're seeing that. I mean, you've got these girls that are, sleeping around, and they just prefer to stay at home because what's the incentive of going out? They've been fallen victim to the pandemic, and they still want to blame the pandemic on their dating life and their sad, miserable lives. Like, oh, I'm just so happy I'm happy you're working from home, being at home, and this is what they're going to be. They're going to be sad and miserable. And I've tried I've tried making friends out here in San Diego, and I find that a lot of them are living that lifestyle, and that is just not something that I want to be associated with. And I don't feel bad for them because they have a choice and they just choose to not go out and settle down and live that life.
I wonder if the pandemic, like, eased some of the judgment around, like, staying home or working from home or stay-at-home moms because we all were basically home for 2 years,
Mhm.
or at least I mean, if you were, like, an essential worker or whatever, I mean, like, most people were home for some time, but I feel like a lot of us were home longer than that because most of us weren't, like, essential workers, and I wonder if it lifted some of the stigma around working from home. So it's not like if you're a stay-at-home mom, like, that's it, you're just, like, eating bonbons on the couch, the old stereotype, like, I don't know why, I feel like I got that from my dad, but it's like you can start a business from home, you could, like, I don't know, make soap and sell it, you could have a Pinterest page, I don't know, you could have a YouTube channel, you could make videos, whatever, you could be like I don't know, a mommy blogger. It doesn't mean you're devoid of any goals.
Right, right, and that's awesome. Like, why not? You know what I mean? If you can do it, and that's amazing. It's just the whole lack of ambition, lack of even trying anymore.
Mhm.
And there's certainly nothing wrong with being that stay-at-home mother. It's funny that you say bonbons because my mom always used to say that. She goes, "I just want to watch soap operas all day and eat bonbons." I'm like, I don't blame you, girl. Me
Oh my god,
too.
my mom did
General
love
Hospital.
she loved not bonbons, but she loved a coffee Haagen-Dazs, and she loved to watch The Young and the Restless. Like, that was her jam, and then I was like, "I guess I'm watching Young and the Restless too now?" Like, I guess because it was just always on.
Yeah, I had all my children in General Hospital.
Oh,
That was
wow.
her thing. Yep. So funny.
Oh my god. So I see people in the chat saying, "Monica, get out of California." What had what does it look like? 'Cause
Yes.
I'm sure not, reporters, they never stay in the same place for all that long anyway. If you're, like, professionally doing this, you're gonna move cities. Are
Yeah.
you thinking about where you'd, like, want to live to next, or where eventually do you wanna make your way back to Jersey?
I would love to make my way back to the East Coast. I just know that my heart will always be in Jersey. I don't know if it's something that I will definitely end up living forever, but I can definitely see myself in Florida or like one of the Carolinas.
Florida,
Um,
yes.
yes,
Trump
yes, good old
country.
Florida. Of course. I love it there. I go to music festivals sometimes, and I go to like Ultra Miami. I love on Miami, but I really love Brickell. That's like the area right next door to it, and it's very
Brickell?
residential. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's
Brickle.
quiet. It's because Miami Beach can get reckless and it can get like crazy during certain hours and off certain roads and off the beaten path. But Brickell is next door. It's like near Bayfront Park over the bridge. And it's residential and it's all businesses and it's clean and it's gorgeous. And I feel like that's where I would like to end up. But essentially, East Coast has the best market in news. New York is like the number one market.
Really?
Yeah, New York and LA are like number one market, but
Is it because
you
we're up
cannot pay me enough.
earlier? Like because of the time
Yeah,
change? Okay.
yeah, probably. Yeah, most likely. And there's so many more opportunities out there. More news stations, just a bigger city in general. I forget where San Diego ranks, but it's not. It's within like the top. It's within like the first 50 or so. Like I want to say it's like in the 30s or 40s. But yeah, I think it's New York, LA, Chicago, Detroit. Believe it or not, I forget. That could be so
Ooh.
wrong, but I forget what the list is. But yeah, but you could pay me enough to go out to LA. I would never go there, but California is definitely giving me a run for my money for sure.
But San Diego is ranked number 1 most fun place to live in the US as of 2021.
Yeah, and if you're straight out of college and living in Pacific Beach and smoking a lot of weed, that is definitely the place for you.
Monica, what are your favorite types of stories to cover?
Oh, I love like woke stuff. Obviously that stuff never gets old. I just love inserting my opinion in a lot of that because I've always got a lot to say about that kind of stuff. But I also am obsessed with China, and like Chinese Communist Party. I think what they're doing out there is absolutely insane. And I like to speak out about that kind of stuff. But if so, those are pretty much like the top two: woke and China, and
I'm
obviously
obsessed.
like this trans movement and trying to erase women from everything and having men be better at women at their own pageants and stuff is just
Oh
wild.
god, what was it? Miss Netherlands just won.
Yeah, that's a
It's
dude.
like,
Oh
okay, I
yeah.
guess we're not going by looks anymore. And I actually took the time to look up the judges, like who the judges were at the Miss Netherlands and a lot of them are like models or like former pageant girls. Because at first I was like, these are gonna be all ugly Karens who hate beautiful women. But no, like these were
Mm-mm.
good-looking models and former pageant girls. So I was like, what is going on? I think do they do it for just like hype and PR or to get, I don't know, more sponsors or just to be like, oh, we're on the cutting edge, we're super progressive, just attention. I don't know. Cause I'm like, there's no way this fucking dude is beating this like a hot biological woman. It's like so sad. Like the woman that got second
It's
place, I'm like, she's
unbelievable.
hot. What the
You
hell?
see Miss Russia and she's like this gorgeous woman, and then you see Mr. Netherlands and he's got a peach, and then you're like, oh, I guess that's what it takes these days to win
Mr.
anything or be good at
Netherlands.
anything.
Yeah, Mr. Netherlands sounds like a porn star name. It's very funny to me.
Maybe that'll be his next endeavor.
Oh my god, this is a great segue to this went viral kind of recently, and good for them because isn't that the point of advertising? Vaseline. Now I don't know if this was just a tweet or if this was a commercial as
uh,
well, but Vaseline tweeted out yesterday, at Vaseline brand, that glazed glow that only slugging can create. All you need is Vaseline healing jelly. And immediately you go, all right, I don't understand what slugging is, but I can figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I can, the first donut couldn't look more like a butthole if if they tried. And I was just like, wow, what is Vaseline trying to do? Is Vaseline trying to increase their ESG score? I don't know what this is about. It's, the comments are calm down, Vaseline, body language expert. I should call him. This Emma tried to explain what it means. It has to do with fluids. Uh, holy
Oh my
shit.
god.
Not now,
Busted.
Vaseline. Busted. This post is
Mhm.
insane. This is literally dry asshole versus lubed up asshole. Who the fuck approved this?
Oh,
Uh, but it did get all of our attention. It's just pretty
yeah.
bold.
Yeah, it is bold. It's and what's his name from, I forget what his name is, but he tagged Pete Buttigieg. Maybe he can provide some kind of insight on what this
Oh my
means.
god. Could it be a
Um
quote tweet? Was it like Cernovich or Posobiec or
Jesse Kelly, I think.
Oh my God.
He's
Malcolm
good.
Flex quote tweeted, "We need a total and complete shutdown of brands entering Twitter until our representatives can figure out what the hell is going on over here."
I love
Redhead
it.
Libertarian says, "Vaseline, what you do."
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Joey
Yeah.
Marinero, what is going on with their marketing team? Oh, yes, this is Jesse Kelly right here. CC
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
Buttigieg? I still can't
Buttigieg.
pronounce it. Buttigieg. I mean, I
Buttigieg.
guess maybe Vaseline is trying to compete in the lube market. I don't know. I'm not a marketing person.
I don't know, but whatever it is, I don't like it. But I do like the fact that Elon Musk just allows this stuff because this would never fly on Threads, ever.
What is Threads? I hear about it. I refuse to
Oh
look into
God.
it.
Great question. Everyone there is so boring and weird, and every time a billionaire joins Threads, Mark Zuck tweets or threads at them and is like, "Thanks for being here," and I'm like, "You're so weird." He does such a bad job at pretending to be human. That man.
No.
I don't know what is going on.
Oh, so it's a Facebook. Oh, it's a Facebook app.
Yeah, it's nothing special. You are not missing out on anything. I downloaded it for 24 hours and I deleted it, and I was like, "This is so stupid. What am I
It's a
doing here?"
text to conversation app. Oh, that's a new Meta app. Are they trying to compete with Twitter? Seriously?
Yeah, Twitter's filed a lawsuit against them because apparently former Twitter employees were poached for Threads
Of
and
course
stealing the
they were. It's
formula.
the ones that hate
Yeah,
Elon.
of course. Yeah.
Threads. I thought it was just, I don't know, a longer form way to post on Instagram.
No, it's literally the same thing as Twitter, except just everyone basically announcing that they're on it now, and they announce their departure like a friggin' airport on Twitter.
Oh,
Like,
so now all
"I'm
the people
leaving."
who are leaving Twitter actually have somewhere to go.
Yeah, it's like Twitter for liberals who are
Oh,
they can't
okay.
handle free
What
speech. Yeah.
happened to what did they have? What happened to Mastodon? I thought that was the liberal Twitter.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I heard of that.
Oh my god, it was for sad people.
Oh.
Threads received 5 million signups its first 4 hours and had 30 million users as of Thursday morning. It's the most rapidly downloaded app of all time. Brands and celebrities are on it. Billboard, HBO, NPR. Who cares? Ugh, good have it. You guys can have it.
Yeah.
Stay
I'm
off
not
of
looking
cool
back.
fun Twitter. Get on loser Twitter.
Yeah.
People are calling
You're
it
all censored out there.
Twitter killer. Yeah, you're right. This is a liberal outlet.
Yeah, I saw a meme with Zuck, and it was like, "You're allowed to say whatever I want on Threads," and I'm like, "That sounds about right."
You think these people weren't paid to join? Sarah Jessica
Yeah.
Parker, Shakira, Kim Kardashian, Oprah, J-Lo, Gordon Ramsay. Nobody wants to hear from them. Like, we already hear plenty from Kim Kardashian. It's like, I don't need to see her tweets because it's like we've seen
Yeah, I
enough
know.
of her. Like, we can see her 24/7, so it's not really that special. And she's
Yeah.
not gonna post spicy political takes. She's gonna be like, here's me in Spanx. Here is my asshole in
Yeah.
yoga pants."
Maybe it's Vaseline.
Right, right.
It'll just be right.
Here's me with a plain donut. Threads. Nobody wants to hear what Sarah Jessica Parker has to
Goofy.
say anymore.
No.
No.
Oh my God, speaking of Sarah Jessica Parker, I hate watch
Are you
and Just
watching
Like That.
it?
I hate watch it. I have to.
I
get
haven't
in.
started. I really want to start watching it. It
It
because
is
I
so bad.
loved the Sex and the City series. I loved the first movie. The second movie was a little brutal, but I still watched it.
Yeah.
I
Oh, it's
don't
bad.
like that Samantha's not in it. I don't know. That she kind of was my favorite one. She was the most entertaining one.
It's bad. I think this season is written by AI. It's so bad and poorly written. And also the first like 10 minutes of this new season, Miranda's like naked in it, and I don't want to see
Yes, I've
her
heard that.
anything like
No.
that. Oh, it's bad. It's like it's horrible, but I cannot stop watching.
She leaves Steve. She just becomes
Yeah.
like her real life self is like her character self. She just becomes a lesbian. I don't know.
Yeah, and she's with a they, them, whatever that is. I don't know.
She's with a them.
Yeah.
Oh, Deranged Lunatic.
bad.
Thanks for the super chat. Chrissy, Monica would be a great guest on Simcast. Yes, you would.
I want to be a Simpski.
Please, please, you're very
Yay.
simpable, Monica. Any Sunday that you're free, we'd love to have you on.
Yay! I would love to. Thank
And
you.
we can I will provide plain donuts.
I'll
This is
provide the Vaseline.
this is interesting. I kind of want to know what's going on because like Americans have been pretty much, or we've been told we should be obsessed with all things Ukraine for the last year or so. Basically, we went right out of the pandemic into a Ukraine rom-com. We're just supposed to like blindly love them and not ask questions about what's going on or what they're doing with the billions of our tax dollars. This is 5 hours ago. NATO summit allies refused to give Ukraine time frame on joining. Was this the picture that you found that you thought was interesting?
No, it's all the NATO leaders on a stage all talking to each other, and little Zelensky in his military outfit the same outfit he's been wearing for like the past 2 years is just standing there alone on the stage.
Does he only have
like
one shirt?
Yeah, he didn't even bother to get dressed up. He's still wearing his military garb that he wears every day.
Yeah.
I think it's going all over Twitter. He's just standing there and everyone's like, wow, this is pathetic. Talk about weakness.
I'm like,
yeah. It's funny that you mentioned Ukraine because when I posted that Vaseline donut thing, some liberal with the Ukrainian flag in his name was like, I'm sure you know what that means, Monica. I'm like, actually, I don't, but you have the Ukrainian flag in your name, so you must have a clue, shouldn't you? And then he told me, and I was like, okay, yeah, this checks out.
Oh, is this it right here? Putin has more friends than Zelensky.
Yep, that's it.
No, look, he looks so small.
Look at him.
Is it Marcon, the French guy?
Yeah,
right
they're all there. Left out to dry, our own
honestly, Army green is not even his color. I think he would look better in like jewel tones.
No. Yeah. Well, I don't
know. Look at Putin with his facelift and his Botox. I mean, he can't move a muscle, but doesn't he? I mean, if he could smile, I bet we could see he's having fun.
Yeah, he permanently looks that way. Zelensky is he's technically our president of the United States. So,
wow.
Yeah, look at that. So funny.
Wow.
It's just
this feels like too much to even catch up on.
There's a lot. It's
so
like overwhelming.
Why have the world leaders seemingly, I mean, this is just a moment in time here, but are you getting the sense that globally people are sort of starting to get over Ukraine? I feel like every time I see his face, he's asking for money.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And if you ever ask for reparations, no one's ever going to get them because all your money went to Ukraine. All the money that we ever, tried putting towards fixing anything in this country went to Ukraine. They're still trying to give more package aid to Ukraine. And then they made some mistake like a month ago and they're like, oops, we actually meant to send this $1 billion to Ukraine. So I think people are starting to get Ukraine exhausted. Then you still have people that are insisting that we'd still send more weapons there. We just sent some cluster bombs over there to Ukraine. It's just never ending. We're prolonging it. I'm not about this. I don't know what the future is going to look like. I've been sick of it since it started. I mean, I kind of took it seriously in the beginning until I realized like just how many Nazis are also over there in Ukraine that the country's protecting, which kind of like just started coming out, that the CIA has been protecting these Ukrainian Nazis over there and not speaking about it. Roseanne was actually just on Piers Morgan talking about how they pretty much like killed or like locked up her entire family out there or whatever. Like this is like some serious stuff. We're really protecting some evil stuff happening over there and nobody's talking about it. Just more money to shut
I was told
up.
that we were Nazis and white supremacists if we work out or drive a Jeep or have an American flag or have a gun.
Yep, or stand up for your children and protest against the trans agenda on your kids or your students. Yeah, we are the domestic terrorists. We're the Nazis. So honestly, and if that makes me a Nazi, then I wear that with the badge of honor. If I'm going to stand up for my country, stand up for my beliefs and my religion, then so be it.
I feel like the average American probably feels frustrated because it's like, what can any of us do about Ukraine? Or like, obviously it's completely out of our control how much of our money the government sends over to them. And they've already sent over, 15 billion or something like that. Maybe it's in 20 something billion.
Right.
like, what can anybody do? I mean, like, even if we were to complain, I just feel like I don't wanna get to a place where I'm apathetic and I don't even try, but, like, what can anybody even do?
Well, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, our tax dollars are going towards this too, which is where it's starting to hit home, and a lot of people are getting upset. But I mean, a lot of it, I feel like reporting on it, a lot of it is a distraction as well from like the real issues that are going on in our country. I see a lot of things as distractions. I mean, you've got this submarine implosion at the same time Hunter Biden stuff was coming out. Each crisis will be plagued by the next one, so you'll never fully know the truth about any of it, which really
Right.
gets me and
Get
really
distracted with a new
infuriates me.
crisis. Yeah. Always, pay attention to what the mass media wants you to pay attention to. Then there will definitely be something else that they don't want you to pay attention to. There'll be some other news quietly simmering.
Yep. Yep. And I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of work has to be done at home. I'm fully believing in fixing our country first before we start to fix another country. I don't think we should even be involved in Ukraine anymore. I think they have enough. I think other countries can start taking care of them because we need to take care of ourselves. I mean, we've got crime through the roof. We've got our borders open. We've got, this trans agenda being pushed on our kids. Our education system is crap. And then when you think about as far as money goes towards Ukraine, people's tax dollars, they shut down Biden's student loan program at the Supreme Court. And a lot of people argue, maybe my tax dollars would rather go to American student loans than Ukrainian people. And, that makes a lot of sense. I get it. I mean, I'm all for paying your own loans. I'm not trying to pay somebody else's loans.
Yeah,
but
I worked hard. I had to wait till my grandma died to finish
Right.
paying off all my loans.
R.I.P. R.I.P. And it wouldn't cost grandma's life. That's
Yeah.
not right. You know what I mean? But then there's that argument that, well, if I had to pick, American students versus Ukraine, I guess I would rather my tax dollars go there. I mean, I would rather not, but we better get the Vaseline because we are effed.
I love
every
this comment
day.
from Jacob Kedra. According to my tax return this year, I owed $6,233 to Ukraine. Jacob, you should tweet that. I will retweet that. That's hilarious.
I like his picture.
Yes, it's just
What the hell?
it's a goat with I don't know, it looks like an AI picture of a goat with no ears or a shaved lamb. It's funny looking.
It's too good.
Oh my God. Okay, what was the next interesting little piece of news? Little news tidbit here. Okay. Let's see what's on my other tab because I was noticing. Oh, let's see. No, right, we did cover oh, yes, this. Okay, this was another very viral moment. I think this was originally tweeted by this guy, Jay Perkins at Jonathan Perk. Serious question for well-meaning white people. When you show up at a get-together like this, do you notice that there are 0 black people or nah? If so, do you say or do anything about it? To who? Please be honest. This is a safe space unless you say something dumb or racist. And it's this group photo of what appears to be just like a friend party. I think this is Jennifer Aniston is in this photo, which I didn't recognize at first. What's
her name? Courtney Cox is there too.
I didn't realize there was a diversity requirement just for friend get-togethers.
Yeah,
I don't know. This woman in the corner here looks Greek or Hispanic.
No, it doesn't count.
Who cares? You're friends with who you're friends with. Why does it matter?
Yeah, these people care. I mean, and then these are the same people that basically say like, you saying you have a friend, a black friend, like that doesn't count. And it's just like, well, how will I ever win with you people?
Yeah. Do you think black people want to be here hanging out with these people? I don't even want to hang out with these people. They don't look fun.
They'd be like, damn, that food's not even seasoned. And
yeah,
like,
this food is not seasoned. I can guarantee you there's no music playing. There is no fun like frozen drinks on the table. Like the cocktail game is weak. There's just like Chardonnay here and maybe a Pinot Noir. This looks very buttoned up. Like this doesn't even look fun to me.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I don't care. I mean, I act the same way if I don't know anybody yet. I'm like, okay, like let's just just start talking to people. I don't know. Like, I don't know why it's always got to be a race thing. That really pisses me off. You know, I saw something go viral today. I forget what the hell her name was, but she was this girl. I just remembered it now. I just saw it on Twitter. It's this girl. She's bitching about white people and how we're, you know, she doesn't care for white people who say, you know, I'm white and I agree with what you're saying. She's like, nah, y'all are pathetic. Like, you guys are honestly like white demons and whatever. But she's got a white boyfriend. You know, it's a, you know, when you think about it.
I have that TikTok that you speak of.
Yes,
Lives in TikTok. Just tweeted this out. TikToker goes on unhinged rant against white people, calling them stinky, evil, and bleach demons. That's us, Monica.
Okay. This isn't like full shade towards you. I just see a lot of comments like this, and this was the most recent one, so I'm just responding to this one. When white people say shit like this, it isn't the serve they think it is. Like, you're a part of the problem, fix your people, bro.
What does that even mean?
Like, when white people are like, I'm white, and white people do suck. Yeah, you're probably a part of those said white people, so do something about it. The fuck?
Black person.
Also, I hate when white people try to validate me. Like, they're literally like, I'm white, but I agree. Bro, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't need validation from white people. Like, that's the last. Like, I feel like white people always try, but they miss. Like, and I feel bad for y'all. Not that bad, though, because your ancestors suck and you're stinky and evil. But bad enough where I want to call you out and tell you not to leave comments like this because it's crusty. Anyways, for all the bleach demons willing to learn, I see you. You're not as bad as the rest. Okay. This isn't like full
I can't.
It's like, okay, it looks like this woman is not happy either way. She's not happy if people truly are racist, but if people are nice and trying to apologize and simp, well, that's no good either.
Right, you'll never win. And honestly, like, I don't want her pity. Like, I'm Italian. I didn't have slaves. Like, I don't know. And my ancestors certainly didn't. So I'm still the bad guy though, because I'm not doing enough. Well, what is enough? What do you want me to do?
They just want you to feel bad forever.
Yeah.
And they just want to feel power over you. And I would be like, look, I'm German. My people have never done anything wrong. Don't come at me.
Yeah, and didn't Africans have slaves anyway? Like,
every type of person.
Everybody did.
Slaves.
That was it was brutal. It was disgusting. That's what everybody did. That was like how everybody lived their lives. And I'm sure nobody wants to bring the past into the present, but these people certainly love to live in the past.
It's the type of person who just wants to feel power over another, and whether it's race or being trans or whatever their perceived victimhood status is, they will use that, which is sad. They'll use that instead of merit or accomplishments to feel powerful and good in their lives. It's very sad. I do feel bad for these people.
Yeah, they're still very much like enslaved to that mentality, and they keep influencing other people to feel that way. And other people are they're so scared of speaking out against it. God forbid, like, you disagree with this person, you're a racist, you're you know, and even if you're black and you disagree with her,
you're a black
we do
white
not claim
supremacist.
You.
Yeah,
you're still white supremacist. We don't claim
you're a
him.
race traitor.
Yeah, forget it.
And then someone tweeted out, I forget who, but apparently this woman in the TikTok has a white boyfriend. So
yes, she does.
Super hypocritical and hilarious.
When you think about it, I mean, Lori Lightfoot has a white wife. Bill de Blasio's wife is black, but they're in an open relationship now, so it's different. Whatever that even means. But you think about like these liberals, like they always say white people are the devil. We hate white people, but yet their husband or wife is white. What's up with that?
Mm-hmm. If a white person moves out, it's white flight. If they move in, it's gentrification. If they see color, it's racism. If they don't see color, they're ignoring racism. If they don't partake in culture, they're not being inclusive. If they engage in culture, it's cultural appropriation.
You'll never win. You'll never win. Nope. So might as well just laugh and just have a good time.
But it's Democrats who push this and keep this going, because every election cycle they pretend like, well, you guys are all somehow enslaved and somehow victims and you need us to even break even in this life. It's so sad. I just want people to wake up. And but the old people have woken up. They're like, yeah, what have you ever done for me in all these decades? Or people maybe are waking up when they look at Chicago or LA or all these Democrat run cities that are like worse off than a third world country at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they see what's happened to their cities, and they keep being promised the same thing, and they keep thinking that, oh, maybe this time it will be different. It'll never ever be different, and that's why I like to see more young people getting involved in what's happening in the world, and we need a lot more people getting involved because the future is essentially up to them. Like, we need more people on our side. It's scary what's happening right now. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. We're seeing it.
And we need young people genuinely involved because Biden is hiring 20-year-old influencers to say that they're Democrat, even though they barely can read, probably, to just be like Democrat progressive influencers.
Did you see Harry Sisson's tweet? And Alex Stein tried to invite him on the podcast. And
yes.
Alex Stein was like, hey, man, like, chill. Don't get all upset. I was just trying to get you on our show so you can make some Biden TikToks. And I want to check in to see how your gender reassignment surgery was going. And it was incredible. And he got so mad that he got invited on the show. I'm like, okay, calm down, sir.
He was upset that Alex Stein, or Alex Stein's producer, called, just like called the number that was listed. It's like, dude, you're a public figure. People are gonna be searching for your number to try to book you on things, if it's not ill-intended. Oh yeah, so a producer for Alex Stein, a far-right lunatic who harassed AOC on the steps of Congress, just called my home phone number to book me on his podcast. WTF? My home phone? Really? Privacy isn't respected, I guess. This is how low these folks will go. No, I'm not going on your damn show.
Well, first of all, who even has a landline anymore? What are you, living at home? Your home phone number?
Yeah.
So wild.
Here's
Also,
Tim
Big
Pool
Booty
inviting
Latina
him.
AOC.
Oh, yeah. And then JVT, Alex's producer, responds, bro, it was your business number. I didn't call your house. You should come on. You should come on the show. It'll be fun. You could talk to a new audience about how great Biden is. That's so funny. Wow.
It's so good. He's a paid shill. It's so obvious these people are paid shills. Him, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, JoJo from Jers. All these people are paid shills. They all tweet the same. They're like NPCs. It's pathetic.
Yeah. Sarah Gonzalez says, it was your business number. Why are you scared? She's great. This from Lady Gravemaster. This guy's gonna lose his mind when he finds out our names, numbers, and addresses used to be in a giant book with white, blue, and yellow pages and sent to everyone in the same zip code or area code. Same book gave us one of the greatest sci-fi action film plot drivers ever. Huh.
So funny.
Oh my God. They're so threatened by the idea of even a conversation.
Yeah, because they know they're wrong.
One way.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all about, let's have those conversations. Let's, talk it through. But then once somebody on the Republican side tries to offer him the opportunity, he's like, no, this far left Nazi.
Yeah,
this far right Nazi outside to talk to me.
Yeah, even somebody outside their bubble. Like, I would consider Alex to be maybe more of a free speech person. Like, he's an entertainer. So I wouldn't, it's not like, I don't know, it's like Matt Walsh phoning him. It's like it's a fun show that he runs. So it's crazy. They'd be triggered.
Yeah, they really are. And it's so pathetic. All of them on Twitter are they're all the same. They all spew the same stuff, all divisive. And they're all about Mr. Unity, Joe Biden.
Yeah, I'm sure they're getting talking points sent to them on the daily. It's like, oh, tweet some version of this.
They absolutely are. It's so funny. I saw a picture of Joe Biden on the beach in Delaware laying in his lounge chair, and then a picture of like a mummy sarcophagus under it. And it said, the picture below has more energy than Joe Biden. And it made me laugh. I'm pretty sure Steak for Breakfast podcast put that up there too.
There was a nurse.
The memes are amazing.
I forget if she was a nurse or a doctor at my comedy show this past Saturday. And she said, I watch Joe Biden very closely. She's like, to get him to the place where he needs to be to behave as they need him to, they have to be pumping him full of steroids. And I was like, wow, I thought it was going to be something like Adderall, but she said, no, I can tell that they're pumping him with steroids. I was like, wowie.
Yeah, it's scary. And then you see how he was walking when he met with, who is it, King Charles, walking on the lawn. And then when Trump did it, they were like, oh, Trump forgets to walk with the Queen. And I was like, what are you talking about? This guy literally tries to have a conversation with the soldiers, with the guards. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is from Benny Johnson. Pale, shriveled, shirtless Joe Biden fumbling around on the beach before being escorted back to the nursing home is a fitting snapshot of an America in decline. We are judged by the strength and fitness of our leaders. What does this say to the world? Oh, God. What? I mean, should the president even be on the beach? On a public beach, you know?
Well, he's working very hard, Chrissy, and he needs to relax after a long weekend of.
I feel like his head is probably covered in cancer. Like, he needs a hat. He needs an umbrella. They're like, let's cut them a little bit. Yeah, nobody's saying hi. Nobody's going to shake his hand.
If that were Trump, that beach would be flooded. Mr. Trump, isn't it? And then,
he'll be doing selfies. He'll be dying for photos.
Yeah, this guy's just dying.
No, he looks like Pop trying to find the bathroom. Yikes, so sad.
Yikes.
It can't be fun to be him.
No, it's sad. Because it's an obvious decline.
It's entertaining for us, for sure.
It's always good content for OAN, though. It's never a dull moment. Always something to cover.
Oh, yeah. This is a good comparison of Trump and Biden. Anyone else find it interesting that wherever Trump goes, he has met with thousands of people waiting to meet him, but 81 million votes, Biden goes to a crowded beach and no one cares. The biggest mystery of the past election is how Biden managed to lose most of the bellwether counties, but win the election. Something that has never happened before. Well, I think Roseanne mentioned that he got 81 million votes from just a few counties. It's, it was magical. Look at him. Look at Trump.
Looks so good.
Still him.
In the building. But no one needs.
This is Dana White. Oh, this was him at the UFC game. I was seeing photos with actually Jim Norton and I think Shane Gillis. They're comedians. They were all at that UFC game too.
Yeah, Guy Fieri was there too.
Ooh.
Make America Flavor Town.
I don't think I would enjoy watching people fight.
I love it. It's fun. It's like,
really?
Whoa, what's going on here?
I'm just always thinking about, like, what if the girlfriend or wife is watching? Are they nervous on the edge of their seat the whole time? I'd be worried about like teeth flying out.
Oh yeah. I've watched those fights and I'm half cringing and I'm like, oh, I can't look away, but
yeah.
I love that Trump goes. I love that he goes. I think it's so telling of like what kind of a person he is. And I think it's great because Trump reminds me a lot of like my family, and like he reminds me of a lot of my grandfather, like my dad's dad, the way he talks, the way he's just so old New York, and he's just keeps it real, and people love to hear him speak. Like he's just so down to earth. Like I feel like I'm listening to somebody who's telling me what I need to hear, how I need to hear it, give me the honest, uncomfortable truth.
He's a leader.
Hear it. Yeah.
And how many other people in his position of success, of experience, of like elite society still have that ability to be very relatable to the average person? That's why he goes to UFC games. That's where like kind of regular people go and or at least they watch the game, or they're going to see the news that's trending around it.
Yeah, I love that he goes to these things. I think it's great. I mean, and everywhere he goes, people love him. It's never like, oh, there he is. Oh, it's always,
Biden. Oh, it's Biden. Everyone's like, what? It's Trump.
Yeah. Same reaction every time. It's very telling. I really, really hope we have a true, honest election. I really doubt, if we'll ever have an honest election ever again. But we
have to try. We have to hope.
We have to try. We really got to hope. We got to stay positive. We got to believe that it is, because we can't give up on it. Because you see what happens.
You can't get apathetic. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm. We can't be infighting.
and apathetic.
Yeah, we can't be infighting. No division within the party. We have one enemy, Biden and the Democrats.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch for sure. Gosh, when are the primaries?
I believe in I think each state, I know New Hampshire got kicked out of first in the Democrat primaries because the Dems voted South Carolina to go first, which essentially is snubbing New Hampshire big time, and New Hampshireans are pissed at that. I don't know. I think it depends what state you're in. 2024, I want to say it's going to start ramping up within the next 6 months or so.
Wow. Let's see. 2024 state primary election dates. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it starts March.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wow. It's going to be exciting, Monica.
I know. I'm excited. It's going to be a big one, especially working in politics. It's always big. And I mean, I'm really kind of vying for Vivek. I kind of really like him, at least for a VP speculation.
Okay.
I like his free speech kind of deal that he's got going on. Yeah, I know he was speaking at some kind of event. I forget where he was, and some protester was shouting at him in the crowd and saying, "Oh, Republicans are rapists. Trump's a rapist. Grab pussy, whatever, rapist." And then Vivek's like, "No, come over here. You're coming over here right now." And she was crying. She started crying. She was getting hysterical. And he's like, "You've got a question for me?" And she goes, "Yeah, I have a question." And he goes, "Okay, ask your question." And she goes, "I'm a single mother, he's very successful, but I'm a single mother and the system does nothing for single mothers. And I really just want help to be a single mother and the system does nothing." And he goes, "Well, first off, I applaud you for being a single mother. Thank you for being a mother. Thank you for having your child. And just because we disagree on certain things, it doesn't mean that I'm going to silence you. Thank you for speaking up." And that's basically what I said. I think he handled that great. I got nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's very cool to say thank you for having your child.
Yeah. Big. Really, really big. I think he's totally pro-life.
Wow. That's cool.
It's really nice. Yeah.
This is your page here on One American News. And these are, this is what I think came up. Have these been all of your articles here?
Yeah, so these are all my interviews that I've done so far that I've gotten posted. And they're not all of them are on there, but whenever I request a link for social media, they post to the site too. So those are all essentially my interviews that I do with my guests, covering a range of woke to foreign policy to tech to everything.
I love it.
Yeah.
And OANN.com, where can people find you, Monica?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at @TheMonFather. And you can also see all my work on OAN. You can download the OAN Live app, and you can check all my postings on that OAN website. Just type in my name, Monica Paige.
Where did the Monfather come from?
So I was trying to find a name for my podcast, and I was thinking, okay, what's something that's going to be Italian and kind of a play on my name? And so I was like, how about the Teflon Mon? But I couldn't trademark that. So Teflon would have sued me if I tried to go ahead with that. So then I was like, you know what? Italian, my name, the Godfather, the Monfather was born. So that is where it came from. Yeah.
I should have that on my soundboard.
Maybe nice intro walk-up song.
Oh yeah. That's so funny. Mine is my intro song for comedy lately has been Doja Cat, Las Vegas. And I normally don't care. Like I've been doing comedy 13 years and I'll be like, play whatever or like play something fun. And I've settled on that one. But yeah, definitely, Monica, we'll get you a date. We'll get you on Simpcast. You're an absolute delight to talk to. I feel like
Thank you, Chrissy. This was so much fun. I had a great time. I want to come back again like every day.
Yes, come back every day. Thank you to everybody in the chat who sent a comment or a question. We appreciate you, and we will catch you next time.